This old Silverado makes everything else here, like my K5 Blazer, possible. He hauls all the trailers, he picks up all the metal, all the parts. So today, we're going to take care of the truck that takes care of Venturi Fab. I'm Rob, and this is Walter. So, Walter here is the unsung hero of the Venturi Fab world. Never lets me down, pulls all the trailers, picks up all the steel, picks up all the parts, except for that one time when he tried to kill me by losing his brakes. I went to hit the brakes and it did one of these. Yeah, it ain't supposed to go that far down. But that was whoever installed this lift kit before I had the truck's fault. Not Walter's fault. Walter would never do that to me. So we're going to go over the outside of the truck and then we'll take you inside because I got some kind of cool upgrades all around on this thing. And then we've got some maintenance to do to continue his tradition of being reliable. So he is a 2003 Silverado 1500 HD, which is basically a 3/4 ton truck, but not the HD version, right? So you got 3/4 ton brakes, 3/4 ton motor, 3/4 ton tranny, 3/4 ton axle, upgraded frame from a regular half ton, all that good stuff. It's just not the super beef HD. So he's got 6-liter LQ4 LS with a 4L80. Hydro boost brakes, obviously, and then this is where he tried to kill me. He rubbed a hole in these lines underneath the cab, so it's got stainless brake lines now. We got all LEDs in the headlights and the parking lights and the fog lights. I got yellow glass lenses for it, well, glass hole housings for it. Then the wheels also came with the truck. It's not typically my flavor, but they're a 20x12 -44 offset. It's a TIS 547C, I think. Not really a big wheel guy, but 4 big wheels. These ones ain't bad. Can't complain. Got the good switchback tow mirrors. Gotta have tow mirrors. I can't do big trucks with the tow mirrors. And then we got all tinted windows because I'm a child, but also old man window visors because I'm actually an old man. Then the lumber rack, which is essential because I get 20-foot sticks of tube and stuff all the time. And I got the one with the drop down sides so I can load this bad boy with a forklift. Let's see what else we got here. We got the old man power drop tailgate. Amazon special. And then exhaust wise, let's see if we can get to that. Exhaust wise ain't my favorite. He sounds all right, but not really a MagnaFlow guy. I'm more of a Spentec guy. If you've been around on my channel, you probably gathered that from my Blazer. So we're going to be changing that real soon. Probably headers back full stainless because that's how I do things. And then we also got some Amazon special LED taillights, but they're different than the ones everyone else has, so I like them. They're not the normal just little C's with LEDs. A little bit spicier, but let's check out the inside. Basically, I got a wrecked Denali so that I could get the 6-liter motor out of it for a future project, and stole a bunch of the interior because Denali interior is way cooler than pickup interior. So we will start with the front. I got the Denali gauge surround. I do want to get like an Escalade cluster with the rings around it. That would be cool. Got a Kenwood deck, and then I got all the great common GMT 800 problems that most of us probably have with these trucks. My AC controls intermittently jump around on numbers when I try to change the temperature. My little odometer guy periodically fritzes out and plays some sort of language that looks like what the Yautja wear and or what the Yautja little armband pieces have in Predator. And my check engine light is on pretty much all the time for the NOx sensors that I've done twice, because even brand new ones apparently are junk even when you do the harness. So I've just been ignoring that because I'm going to do the exhaust here pretty soon and probably relocate the NOx sensors while I'm at it, because I'm tired of pulling that apart, and we're probably going to dig into this motor a little bit in the near future. Don't want to make any promises, but there's a good chance this thing's going to have a little chop to it soon. Then on to the back. This is kind of one of my favorite parts. We've got the Denali second row captain's chairs, which are heated leather, which is pretty bitchin'. And then I got the center console out of a GMT 400 Suburban. If you want to do this to your truck, it bolts right in. You have to cut a hole back here for the little hooker dealios on it. But other than that, it's pretty much a bolt-in thing. Like I said, you just got to cut a couple holes in your headliner that intermittently follows the laws of gravity. Because mine's, it's like 2/3 steel on the roof, right? And then all the lights inside, they're all LEDs. I'm big on LEDs. So, and I stole the chrome door handles because I'm fancy like that. So with that, we are going to get to doing some maintenance on this thing. There's some stuff I've been meaning, or I meant to do when I first got him, but I didn't because I was busy building Merle. So we're going to get all caught up on that now and get him ready for a good summer of service, because we got a busy summer ahead of us. So we're going to do oil change, all that good stuff. It's already got a K&N filter in it. That's good and clean. And then the normal tune-up stuff that I do when I get a new vehicle, right? Your plugs, your wires. It's got the super pegged fuel, or the super pegged oil pressure gauge inside, which 9 times out of 10 is the sensor. I've got a new sensor for that. I've got some other stuff. We're just going to see what we have time for. Well, I stand corrected. I did already do the plugs and wires and all that. I just forgot. So we got our new oil sensor and then regular oil change maintenance junk. And then we can get to putting fun stuff in. So you want to make sure you pre-fill your oil filter, because this is one that comes up like that. So we're going to fill it first. And then make sure you get a little bit on the seal. You don't need to drown your seal, but you want it to be moist. All right. So we're going to get our filter changed first, and then we'll drain the oil. If you haven't done one of these, your drain plug's in the middle, and then off to the driver's side, your oil filter's right there. And that's for all the LS engines, not just the 6-liter. That is tighter than I can get with my fingers. And a little pair of these pliers is helpful for when you're just a touch too tight, which happens all the time. We're going to do this without making a mess, though. So we'll let that drain. Then you always want to look and make sure that the gasket from your old filter didn't get stuck onto the mating surface there, because that actually happens more than you would think. And then you put a double gasket on it, it'll leak like you wouldn't believe. Then we've got our pre-filled filter. You don't want that like Hammer of God type, but you want it tight. And crack our drain plug loose. Get on there. And these ones are great because it likes to shoot out off of here onto your cat and then spread out and make a big old giant mess. So we are going to try to avoid that by keeping just the tip in for a while and slowing down how it drains. There we go. And then there's a seal right here on your drain plug. You always want to check that and check the condition of it, because, I don't know, maybe a third or a quarter of the time you're going to need to put a new one in there. Mine looks okay. What you'd be looking for is like if it's ripped or if it's overly compressed, like it's not a little bit proud of this surface at all anymore. If it's just sucked down in there, anything that's going to make it not seal correctly. Luckily, my truck leaks from everywhere else, so it's not like you could tell anyways. All right. We're all done under here. All right. So, if memory serves correct, this is going to take like 6 or 7 quarts. In newer vehicles like this or my wife's Cadillac or something, I use Mobil 1. This truck's got like 200,000 miles on it, so I use the high mileage. And it calls from the factory for 530, but like I said, it's got like 200 something thousand miles on it, so I bump it up to 10 weight 30. And then in old vehicles like my Blazer, I stick with traditional oil. You're not supposed to jump back and forth between synthetic and regular. It's bad for the seals. I think what I hear, it like swells them or something. Either way, you ain't supposed to go back and forth. So new vehicles get this because they got newer seals. Something old like Merle or my Fleetwood and whatnot, something that's had traditional oil in it for a long time, I just stick with Castrol GTX in those. And they make a high zinc version of Castrol GTX too that you can find. And that's what I use in my Blazer and that. And then in the Blazer and my Caddy, I also only use AC Delco filters, whereas with newer vehicles, I'm Mobil One everything. Mobil One filters, Mobil One oil. So we're going to fill this with 1.5 jugs because our oil that we topped off our filter with came from that last one. So we're 4 quarts in. We'll put about half of this one in. That should put us around 6. Then we can check it, see where we're at. And you want to check your belts when you're doing your oil change. And I recently did my fuel filter, so I know that that's still good. So that should be about 6 quarts. Put our cap on, fire it up, and check it. And while it's running to get everything cycling, you also want to look underneath it and make sure that your filter's not leaking at all. Make sure that your drain plug's not leaking at all. Just give those a quick visual double check just to be safe, because even when you do everything right, sometimes filters just don't seat and seal properly. It's, an imperfect world. These things happen, so you just double check. And we are still needing to let this oil drain back down a little bit. It's reading way too high. Actually, what the problem is I'm a ding-dong, and those are 5 quart jugs. Yeah, 5 quart jugs, not 4. So we got to let a little bit of oil out, actually, because I filled that as if they were 4 quart jugs. There we go. That should be about perfect. Yep, you can see we got our cross hatches and our dots, and I'm just barely above that top dot, which is just fine. So that is why you double check that. Even though I've done a million oil changes in the world, I space cadetted on how much those jugs have in them and thought they were 4 for some reason. But like I said, it's why you double check, because anyone can make that mistake. So we're dialed in there. Our brake fluid's full and clean. Hasn't leaked a drop since the new lines. Our belts look good. Our filter's good. Our coolant's good. Our training fluid's good. I checked that the other day. Guess I can fill up my water sprayers for my windshield washer. And we're golden. Alright, this truck has a filter life reminder thing, so we're going to reset that and I will show you how. So you hit your little trip button or your little gas gauge button here, and it'll cycle through to engine oil. So we're on that, and then you push your little checker button there. Oil life reset. So, gas button until it says oil life, and then your little checker arrow button. Just push and hold it, and now we're 100%. Well, of course, now we got to make sure that we didn't break nothing and go take her for a rip. Well, that about takes care of what we need to get done on Walter here today. Just got to remember, take care of the things that take care of you. Not a whole lot can happen around here without this truck. So, if you're into GMT 800s though, we've got quite a few little projects coming up for this truck here in the near future. I want to do a set of traction bars for them. We're going to fix that exhaust so it sounds more to my liking. And then add a set of load leveling airbags in the back, among some other stuff. Just, things that are going to make Walter better at being Walter. So, remember, if you don't get started taking care of the things that take care of you, You ain't never gonna get finished. Well, and because we can, because I moved it around a bunch, we're gonna take the Blazer for a little rip real quick too. It's a little bonus. I love this truck. We're just gonna go down the street. I just miss hearing it. Oh my lord, this thing sounds mean. It is not the, it's like 140 horsepower. I think they're factory rated at 210, but still, ain't nothing. But it sure don't sound like it.